I'm going to be doing a reading on Jason Nash. I tend to do multiples for people that I've already done readings on, so I thought it'd be fun to kind of revisit a couple people and of course sprinkle in some new ones as well. So I feel a lot of content and gratitude from you, Jason. Like, that's how I feel you're feeling, is life is good. It almost feels like this feeling of I've never actually felt this much peace before in my life, or the feeling like things are better. Like, everything just seems better. Any chaos or stress or confusion, for the most part, is lessened, or at least the way that you react to them or how it affects you is a lot more balanced. I feel like this feeling of almost saying to yourself, like, I didn't know that I could improve as much as I have. I didn't even really think that I had a lot to improve on. I kind of thought that I would be a certain way, that I knew as much as I did. Like, you know, it's like almost not a know-it-all, but just what more is there to learn? I've learned so much that there's not much more I can... You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like you thought that you knew everything or that you couldn't evolve even more, but it just, maybe you were just like really comfortable with, I don't know, just you were just comfortable or something, and you're expanding your awareness, and you're expanding your experiences, and you're expanding your knowledge in a very pleasant way, and it feels really good, because even when it's challenging for you, it's in a peaceful way. And someone's trying to come through, and it's a female, and she's saying, like, he has always been such a really good boy. He is such a good boy. Like, she's calling you a boy. And just, it's like, I'm so proud of my little boy. He has always, like, it's like me doting on you, essentially. And she's like, he has just always been that way, you know. He is just so smart, and he is just talented and funny, and he's just a good boy. And I was trying to identify, before I said any of this, so as I'm talking, I'm doing other stuff in my head, communicating with her in my head, and I was trying to identify if she was a demon, like some sort of entity that's masking, right, itself. And she's definitely not, okay? And I knew that anyway. Like, I was almost positive it wasn't, but just to be sure, I was really trying to figure it out. And the way that she came across was like, because she's a little evasive in her energy, which I'll get to why I say that. But when I was trying to figure it out, I don't know how to describe. Like, have you ever been around an older person and you say something that's like naughty, I guess, and then they go along with it in a way where they're like, oh, don't say that. Oh my goodness, like, you are so naughty, you know, and kind of like messing with you and playing around, like, I can't believe you would say something like that, oh my goodness, and like giggle or something like that. So whenever I'm trying to figure it out, she's like, the same thing, where she's like, oh, you know, oh no, or like, oh heavens no. I don't know what she's saying, but it's like that's the feeling that I'm getting. She's like, of course I am not. Why would you say such a thing? You know, you are so, you know, silly, or something, like calling me silly. Like, of course I'm not. So, I was trying to figure out who she is also. Like, did you know her? Because she feels like she is not necessarily a guardian angel, like someone that is always and forever been a spirit, or at least for a very long time been a spirit. And I heard like, but it was offset of her. So it's not her saying it. It's offset of her saying yes and no. And then from her, it feels detached from you, but also attached. So I don't know if you would have, it's like a father's sister or something, or like a father's sister's father, I don't know, something, however that means, to identify who this person is. So they definitely were alive for your, as Jason Nash's relative. However, or like somehow connected to your family. But I don't know if you were alive at the same time that they were alive, or if you were born and shortly after, like if you were a toddler, a newborn, a little bit older than a toddler, and then they would have passed away, but they have always been watching over you, observing you, and still connected to you in that way. Because the way I'm seeing it is linear, right? Like I've said before, our souls are more expansive than this one experience. And so that part of their soul is still observing and connecting and representing themselves as this particular person. They're still attached to you. And really admire you. They really admire you. And I don't know if there's a significance to 1974. I just looked over and there's a box that says since 1984. So, not sure if that's related or not, because I keep looking and keep being pulled over there. Family owned since 1974. There's something in that. I feel there's something in that that's a message, but I don't know what it is. And let's see what your guardian angels, let's just open the floor up for your guardian angels to say anything more to you. I feel like you're doing a really good job. And that's what I'm hearing. There's some sort of change in you that feels very natural to you. It's not, I don't feel like it was forced. It's not like you felt like you had to make a drastic change. Like maybe at one point it was, but it never, I don't know, it feels very good. It feels like, it's not, it doesn't feel like it's a struggle for you, or at least not to the capacity that it would have ever been in the past. So, oops, just one that fell on the floor. Sensitivity. You can look up these archangels whenever you feel called to, because there might be bigger messages in this, or maybe there's signs that you've, maybe the colors or signs, however they come across, or whatever they're responsible for, that might connect to other things that I'm not pointing out. Archangel Jeremiel, Archangel Michael, Archangel Ariel, Archangel Haniel. It says you're extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. Honor yourself and your feelings. We have crystal clear intentions, courage, life review. This is where I feel that you've been in for a while, is you've been in this life review where you're evaluating the things that bring you happiness. You're evaluating the things that are important to you. You're seeing like even who your true friends are and how valuable those relationships are to you and to your family. I feel like you're in a place where you feel very solid. You feel like the people around you are very solid and that you're very blessed, right? I feel like you are recognizing how blessed you are to have the life that you do, and it's not a material, like the material blessings that you have are a bonus, and you're very grateful for that. But to know that in combination with the material success that you have, the material wealth, you have a wonderful group of friends, you have a wonderful group of family, you feel very secure and safe for the most part. When I say that, there's something that feels a little insecure, but I feel it's minuscule in comparison to everything that you feel is right in your life. And you're really coming to terms with that. You're really coming to terms with how there's almost nothing more that you could ask for. It's humbling for you. You feel very humble and you feel very down to earth and a little emotional. Even with the sensitivity, it feels emotional for you, where it's just really blessed, really blessed. It's like it's almost like I have such wonderful people in my life. Like, how could I ever feel like it would almost like for you to feel overwhelmed or like with negative emotions or anything, you would feel like it's kind of doing a disservice to those around you, because you recognize how much good there is that you have in your life and how much they care about you and you in return to them. It just feels very wholesome. It feels solid. That's the biggest message that I feel, is it's so solid. It feels like a dream, almost like a dream life for a lot of people. I think it's very ideal, and I don't think that this is just a surface, on the surface, that's how it appears. I think that's the reality, and maybe it took you a while to feel safe in that is the reality. I think this courage is coming up because it's about acknowledging your inner demons, because I feel you've struggled for a while with your inner demons, and if it wasn't for everything good in your life, you wouldn't be able to be courageous enough to fight those demons. If you didn't have that, the people standing behind you, you wouldn't be able to face those fears alone. Because I almost hear that you would have good reason to not be able to face those fears. Like, it would be totally understandable, and that it's okay to ask for help, and it's okay, like, you're finally realize that it was okay to ask for help. It's okay to be open. It's okay to say that you need other people. Like, it's okay to need people. It's okay for that. And that it's just part of who you are, you know? It's just something very beautiful about who you are, of needing that. And you recognize that is a part of you that is unique to you, you know? I mean, not everyone, what am I trying to say? Like, a lot of people need others' support, but there's no one else like you. There is no other Jason Nash. There's more to you even than your existence here in this reality, right? And you're, without the support, the moral support, and the blessings in your life, it would be more difficult for you to have come to the conclusions that you've come to now. And that's something that this was predestined. That was something that you are learning for a valuable reason, for your soul's reason, which is that connectiveness, that togetherness of people, not having to do everything on your own, not relying only on yourself, you know, and bringing, like, shining light on anything that feels dark about you, anything that you feel was hidden or wasn't worthy, or that you are afraid to admit for whatever kind of reason. And then recognizing that in all of what you felt were flaws about you is actually something very beautiful and very, like, it makes you who you are. And that there is, I was going to say, there's something like irresistible, like it's an irresistible quality about you. And it shines how complex of a person you are, and it shows that there are so many people that will return that unconditional love that you have for others, that you have the capacity to give to others. They have the capacity to return that to you. And you're proving to yourself, and you have proven to yourself that that's true. Because you don't have much to hide, if anything at all, anymore from them. And yet they are still here. And yet it's become even stronger. The bond is even tighter. And that they love you. They love you for all that you are. And everything that has created the Jason Nash of today, right? You know what's interesting is I noticed in this picture, his neck is kind of moved forward, and it reminds me, because I'm trying to work on my posture, sometimes I get neck pains. I don't know if that's related or if I'm just thinking about myself, but it's like, even to prioritize or pay attention to your health when it comes to that, like stretching, or your posture, any sort of neck pains or migraines, or shoulder tension. That might be a separate message that's coming through for you. And also to keep moving forward, to continue to keep moving forward and setting goals for yourself. And that be clear about what you desire and focus upon it with unwavering faith. And I think this is a repetition about the truth of who you are. It's kind of like laying it all out there. Lay down the truth of who you are. Because we have the Three of Cups. Because I don't know what I was saying there. I'm looking at these cards and I feel like there's another message that's coming through where it's kind of like, don't get too distracted, or like even with being clear about your intentions, like be clear about your intentions with any people that you're involved with, like relationship wise. I feel like you do have options, and that there are a lot of people that are interested in you, and you could be causing some unknown or known stress for people who like stress for love interest, because they don't know where you stand. Like they don't know where you're really going with this, and like what you really want from them. I feel like maybe you kind of block them off, or you're kind of giving them a cold shoulder a little bit, or if you don't really communicate that often with them because you're busy working all the time, to figure out where your priority lies. Is it with having a future with a particular person? Are you just wanting to have a little bit of fun? Are you still dedicated to your job more than you are to a personal life? Like where do you see yourself, right? And maybe that's another goal that you want to set for yourself, which obviously that's dependent on other people, that kind of goal, but it's like figuring out what you really want and then structuring your life around those things so that can come easily to you when the time is right. Because I just feel like you could potentially hurt people's feelings in this if you aren't very clear, and you can cause a lot of like frustration that could be avoided if you get clear on what you really want, and don't keep putting it off. Don't think that you can kind of just figure it out as it goes along, because I just don't think that will quite work out the way that would make, like it would just it's just advice. So yeah, I feel like you have someone watching you. I was gonna say a stalker, but I don't really want to say something like that and then alarm you. Like undue stress on you or your family or anything, but that's kind of what it feels like. It's like, it almost feels like a love, like, I don't know if it's a love interest, like I don't feel like you're interested in them. It's like you're pursuing other people, or you're pursuing someone and then they're watching you pursue them. So it would be like, I don't know if this is metaphorical or not, but it would be like if you take them out to dinner, or if you're driving around and then they're hiring a private investigator, or they're following you and showing up there, and you don't even know that they've shown up. Like, you don't know that they're actually there. They're not going to make themselves known. And I don't know if you're aware of this. I don't know if you know them. It feels very, I don't know, like the way I feel about it is it feels very nervous. Like I feel nervous. I keep wanting to say sinister, but the nervousness is overriding the sinister part of it. I don't know who's getting nervous. Panicked. Like panicked. So, I mean, I would even go as far as to me posting this, whoever this person is, that's, if this person exists, okay, if they exist, then they would even watch this video. Like, that's how fixated they are on you. Something to do with your chest. It's almost like you're being wiretapped. Or like they're trying to get into you somehow. Like they want to hear you. Or they would be going to psychics, or they would be trying to do it themselves, or they would be like you astral projecting and trying to like violate you psychically. Like, and if that were the case, then you would know, I feel, because I feel like you're very intuitive, and you're very in tune. You're your worst enemy when it comes to that, because I feel like sometimes, or a lot of times, you ignore that. You feel like it's not reality. That maybe you're just, you have an active imagination or something like that, okay? And so I would just say, maybe talk to people, like talk, I was gonna say talk to your friends, but that doesn't seem right. It feels like talk to people, and see, okay? I might even make that my headline for your, like, the title for this, because I feel, I don't know, I went from saying I don't know to feeling like I'm correct. Like someone's like watching you. Someone's watching you pursue someone. Like, if I'm right about that, or whatever, like they're really trying to figure you out. They're trying to, I was gonna say hypnotize you. And like weaken you. Like it would be like weakening your resolve. Or like sabotage you in that way. Like sabotage your love life, or sabotage, like to the point that you feel like you would be hopeless. So I think even with your intentions of protecting yourself, like spiritually protecting yourself, emotionally protecting yourself, and being responsible for, again, your priorities. Do you want a relationship? Like, really figure that out and be like, I'm not going to let anyone bully me. I'm not going to let anyone get in the way. I'm not going to let myself get in the way, right? I'm not going to let my fears or my thoughts or anything, or my work, if that's something that I really want, I'll be available to make this happen, and I'll set a positive mindset, and I'm going to work on myself, and I'm going to make sure that I'm, you don't have, say, I don't agree, I don't believe that you should be, you should be nobody but yourself. You obviously have to work with other people in a relationship, but again, going back to like your own worthiness, like you have to find a partner that loves you unconditionally, and you have to be receptive to that and open to that, and don't let this get in the way, because I mean, I don't know. I don't really want to get into it, because you can figure it out on your own. I think that's the best thing to do, instead of me just picking it apart publicly. So, because I feel like I'm not really even getting, I don't know if I'm really being totally clear, because I just don't want to be too much about it. But yeah, I really, really feel like that. It's like, it would be like if they, when they found out that you are talking to someone, or you're thinking about someone, or you have even interest in someone, they're like, oh my goodness. And then they're like, I feel like it's like binoculars on you, like totally looking at you super, super, super up close, like every little fine detail of you. If they could get into every single pore of you to be that close, then they would. Like, if they could do that. Okay? And I'm looking to that passed away loved one, and it looks like they're agreeing with me. It looks like they're saying, like, yes, 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 yes. See, it's another repetition. First of all, it says trust in the unknown here. And I feel like this is, and Sky Father, that's probably God. Like trust, that's having faith, right? Trusting in the unknown. When you have unwavering faith, when you have faith, you know, like with Archangel Michael. And I think these are coming through to say you are actually very, very protected spiritually. But having faith is not being able to see, you know, the miracles even until they happen. And sometimes you don't even realize it. So that also includes with your intuition. You have to be open to that, right? You can't, like, religiously speaking, that involves like intuition, that involves spirituality, that it's all encompassing. So, I don't know why I felt like I should do this. It says shield maiden and drop your shields, where it's like protection. Okay, so let's just go through this. And then we have elder, move beyond patterns, warrior, being fearless. Didn't we have, oh, I put it up, courage. It's repetition. It's repetition that's coming through. So it's kind of like your guardian angels, and what I'm seeing is like basically like I said what I said, and this is exactly what I mean. I think that the pattern, an ancestral pattern with you, and a lesson that you are set out to learn in this life is having faith, right? And you can kind of compare it to stuff in your life too. Like you have to have faith in your children, or you have to have faith in your friends to like live up to their word, you know, and to grow into wonderful people. And they are, right? And so that's teaching you that it's also okay to trust in yourself, because you've made these decisions that led up to this, right? Like you've been a wonderful parent, you've been a wonderful friend, you've been a responsible employee or employer or whatever, entrepreneur, right? So now it's time to really trust when it comes to some more spiritual concepts, as far as, you know, it doesn't have to be anything like this or anything, but when it comes to yourself, trusting your instinct, trusting your intuition, and working with it rather than just kind of, I don't feel like you're actively working against it. And if anything, you have been doing this, and so this would just be words of encouragement to keep going, or acknowledgement that you are doing this. For it to say release the old and rest, I feel like this is again like releasing old patterns, and these patterns are from previous lifetimes. They're old soul patterns, and it's recognizing how powerful you are, and how, again, just how capable you are of doing things on your own. I don't know. I started losing train of thought right there for some reason. But also, I feel like crows they're very intelligent. So I feel like this speaks to your intelligence and your spiritual intelligence. I feel like you're spiritually intelligent as well. And to tap more into it in a way that feels safe for you, at least challenge yourself, but also don't push yourself too hard. You know what I'm saying? Like it's okay to keep trying at things or whatever. You get the point. And also, I feel like crows, this is another indication about a stalker, is like, first of all, the crunching of the leaves. I think you would be able to identify who they are. I don't know if it would be someone you knew in your past, and that's why it says releasing the old and rest. So it's someone that you're no longer communicating with and you've recovered from. I feel like the crunching of the leaves would be that they have left a track. Okay, there's no way like that they would ever be able to erase their track towards you in time. So even if they saw this and then they try and erase everything, I think you already know. And I think that you already have some sort of evidence, or other people do, something that would not be like it. You could uncover this easily. And then crows, I do feel they are kind of stalkers, right? They're very intelligent, where they'll bring you treats, they'll keep coming after you, they'll follow you. And so maybe even this person was giving you things recently, or like within the past several months to a year. Like they could have been sending you stuff, or making hints towards you. I don't know, something like that, where they're giving you little weird gifts, right? Like just random stuff because they're obsessed with you, I guess. It kind of feels like a bird being obsessed with a person. And I don't know. It's just weird, because then if you think about like what a group of crows are called, and it's really like, I just don't want to go down that route of like how alarming that could potentially be, but I just don't, like, I don't want to also not say it in case this helps, but I don't know how far. Let me just ask one more. Oh, okay. I'm just going to close my eyes. I don't know how these all close up on accident. We have wait for important information. Oracle. Important information is going to come to you about this particular person. Just be patient with it, or it already has come to you. It could be in the form of this. This could be verifying for you something that you've been feeling for a long time, something that you've been monitoring for some time. But I do feel that you're going to get a lot of valuable information. And you separating yourself from this is going to be breaking a lot of like karmic things in your life. Like, you're going to be learning a lot of valuable soul lessons from this, because again, it's breaking these patterns of like letting people get the best of you, or like letting people walk all over you, or, you know, it's like almost in you being in the name of being kind, or you being the bigger person, but in turn they're trying to stampede all over you. They're taking advantage of that. And you've already created this solid foundation, and you've built strong walls, and now it's just about putting the roof on top. You just need a nice firm roof. And that is through not allowing these types of energies, like these people, to affect you, right? And that's by putting your foot down, and that's by calling it out wherever it feels like, again, it's okay to ask for help. It's better to ask for help, and you don't want anything else to be jeopardized. And that means speaking out if you and honoring those intuitive nudges, and that's going to really bring value to you in a lot bigger ways than you even can fathom when it comes to your soul, right? It's not just about this life when it comes to this particular thing. It's not just about that. So that's my reading, and I'll see you guys in my next. Actually, no. Let me just one more. I'm sorry. I feel like I was gonna ignore it. And it's like just one more. Okay, this is specifically just almost not related to any of this. This is one special message just for you. Be the light. Be the light. Be the light. How can you protect yourself? How can you eliminate any of, again, that lower energetic frequency, those lower energies? How can you prevent these people from entering your life? How can you choose the higher ground, right? How can you just cut the cord completely on these people? How can you defend what is rightfully yours, right? And keep their safety assured. If there's anyone that you feel is hostile towards you, or has been hostile towards you at any point in time, how can you make sure that they're no longer surrounding you, right? How can you not get pulled into that anymore? This is a huge message of encouragement to shine your light on everything that is negative. Again, is negative in your life. It's not just about you, but things that might be surrounding you. Speak up about it and bring it into the light so that you can erase it from your life, okay, where it doesn't need to be there anymore. All right, so that's it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.